When Jimmy Vasser isn't in the middle of a noisy pit road, he's nestled in the heart of Napa Valley, where the fog rolls in, and so do fans of his vineyard, V12, where little Frank Zappa meets Jimmy's formerly fast lifestyle, not to mention a baby Borg trophy and other trophies filled with used quartz.
It sounds like it started off kind of as a hobby, kind of you want to dabble in it, and all of a sudden,
yeah,
you're like all in.
Well, right? You know, and everybody that knows me knows that I'm a fair consumer as well. So,
maker.
It's run by Jimmy and his sister Vicky, as wine tastings are the norm.
Goes good with Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Or Wheaties.
The V stands for Vasser. The number 12 stands for his championship-winning car number.
And then also the V12 engine. The adjectives used to describe wine, you know, smooth, powerful, a lot of moving parts, complex. So there's that tie-in with V12 and the engine.
V12 bottles, Chardonnays, cabs, specials, and world-class reserves.
He was obviously a pretty good race car driver.
Yes.
Is he as good a winemaker as he is?
I mean,
Is he?
he's got attention to detail.
Well, let's be clear. I'm not the winemaker. I'm a vintner. I guess that's the correct term. The vintner.
Your name's on it.
Yeah.
Where the V is.
Yeah. It's a bigger endeavor than I originally had thought.
But the vineyard is not in name only. Jimmy's eyes go from grape to glass and every step in between.
You know, I want the wine to be good, and it needs to be better. And
You're as competitive with this as you would be out on a race.
Absolutely. I mean, competitive spirit, I think it goes with everything.
As Jimmy Vasser lines up victory.
It definitely went with his IndyCar career, which saw him win 10 times, including the U.S. 500 during the 1996 split of open-wheel racing. But it was always the desire to win more.
Racing career. Did you get everything out of it you would have liked?
No. You know, looking back, I think I could have been better if I was a little more serious about maybe my fitness and you know, like I said earlier about, you know, how the correlations of the wines, the racer's mentality is it's almost never good enough.
It continued as a car owner a few years ago when he was looking for a driver in 2013 and hired a free agent in Tony Kanaan.
You know, when he came available, I thought, you know, it was like I was walking through Goodwill or the Salvation Army, and all of a sudden there's Tony Kanaan on the shelf, you know, for a bargain price. You know, it's like well,
Can I get two of these?
We're going to take him, you know.
TK has won the 2013.
It paid off for both. Kanaan and KV Racing won the Indy 500.
We won the Indy 500, and everybody kind of on the stand were looking at each other like, did this just happen?
Now what?
And I was the first one to say, I know what. I'm heading that way, you know. I'm heading down to Victory Circle, and got there about the same time Tony did, and I just jumped on the car and I drove into Victory Circle with Tony. But you know, maybe in a weird way, that was my thing to drive into Victory Circle at Indianapolis.
By the way, he's still driving.
Got the old original flathead.
These days, it's the 1947 Willys Jeep, helping keep an eye on his 45-acre property.
So we've got two distinct views. From this side of the property is obviously the Napa Valley and the San Francisco side. And then this whole side is the Soda Canyon side, which is kind of a more of a European look to it. If you got the knock right, you know, then you can come in.
Chance to check up on construction of his speakeasy, decorated with pieces reclaimed from the original headquarters of AAA in San Francisco.
And a nod to the automobile industry, you know, by kind of recreating the lobby a bit with the pieces from the original AAA headquarters. We don't pick second growth.
Right. Or taste testing the grapes just below it. Sweet. At a vineyard, it never ends.
You know, it's like they say in racing, right? Speed costs money. How fast do you want to go? Right.
The drive to succeed still very much remains. The only things sour in these parts come from the lemon trees on the property. Call it a picture-perfect transition. These days, it's the Vasser way.
This thing could be world class by the time it's all said and done.
It better be. You know, you know, I think the wines are already world class, and we're working hard to all make them better. And you know, here we are, you know, looking down on Napa Valley, and with with my hillside vineyard. And
Fog's rolling in.
Yeah.
It's just picturesque.
Couldn't be much better.